So if I'm completely honest with you, I'm making this video because all the kitchens I see on YouTube are open plan and usually much bigger than my 1960s kitchen. If you have an older home, or if you're looking to just downsize even more, I'm going to talk to you today about 10 things that you can get rid of in your kitchen right now. I never knew how important it was to have a functional working kitchen until my dishwasher broke. And no, it's not fixed. And actually, I kind of don't want it to be fixed, in all honesty. And so cleaning up after ourselves has become so second nature that when our dishwasher broke, it was not like my favorite movie, Twister.
Phil, we're in the core.
Actually, it worked very functionally well. And it was amazing to see how quickly our family just got together, started doing the dishes every night instead of putting them in the dishwasher. And actually, I'm really enjoying it. It has become like a family time for us. Having less specifically kid-related items, like only having utensils that work for kids, like the plastic ones, or only having bowls your kids can eat and drink out of. So what I've actually started doing is I've just started slowly paring down the things that I've had. Now we still have a few, just so that she actually likes to take them outside and play in the sandbox. And in our day-to-day, my daughter Carrie Ann, she just uses our bowls and our stuff. And I know they're ceramic, but I actually really like that because she has broken a few in the past, and the ones I have are not expensive or precious and special to me. So a lesson I really wanted to teach Carrie Ann, especially now that she's a little older, is I wanted her to know the feeling of those things that are breakable, and that it's okay if things break. You know, it's not that big of a deal, but I want her to be able to be careful and learn what to be careful with. The next thing that I want you to get rid of right now is any of those wine glasses that may have a label on them. Maybe you went to a wedding and you got something special from them that has their name on it.
Knowledge.
If you're not using it on a daily basis, then go ahead and get rid of it, because a lot of times I've found that when things are super mishmash and they have all those labels on them, one, your cabinets just don't look as clean and clear and good, and two, those things add up really quickly. The next one is excess mugs or glasses. So the rule in our house is that everyone gets a glass, you wash it after you use it. If you can't, then by the end of the day, you just need to make sure that you wash it. But I think it really helps to cut down on the excess, and then everyone kind of has a responsibility for themselves. Now that isn't perfect and doesn't always happen, but for the most part, that's what we try to stick by. We have a mug per person, which we actually used to have 4, but one just broke. So now we have 3, and then we have 4 glasses that we have. And like I said, my brother lives in this house, so that's really just one for everyone. Between the mugs and the glasses, I've just stopped worrying what I give people. So if we have guests over, I just do a mix of mugs and glasses. That's kind of up to you how particular you are. I'm just not. I don't worry about it anymore. And so really we have 4 glasses and 3 mugs, and we normally don't have more people than that around. And if they do, I guess they're getting a wine glass. All right, friends, so the next one is any knickknacks or tchotchkes. Used to keep, little things of flowers, and I have nothing against that, but like I said, it's really frustrating when all you see on YouTube are these most amazing houses with huge, beautiful kitchens. They're open floor plan, and it's just not what I'm living with right now. So if you look at our countertops, we really have 2 main places that we can work, and that's it. So when I had like all these different things on my countertops, I just didn't want to cook. I didn't have room to cook. What I would even try to do is get rid of basically everything, even the things that you think you need, and then slowly bring them back out if you're seeing that you're using it every day. I got rid of a lot of our pots and pans. We used to have a ton. People had so generously and kindly given us a bunch before we got married, and then we got more when we got married, and then we got an induction cooktop, so then none of those could work. We bought just a few things that work for the cooktop, because they have to be magnetic. So my mom gave us a cast iron, beautiful skillet, and then we have a big boiling pot and a smaller little pot. So that's 4 pans that we have. You know those things that are like way back there in the back of the cabinet that are covered in dust, you never use them, pull those out today and give them to your neighbor maybe, or get rid of them because you're not gonna use them. I know, all of us are like, but one day I'm gonna saute something amazing, but most likely in reality, our cooking styles, at least by my age, is kind of our cooking styles. I'm learning new things, don't get me wrong, I'm working on my cooking life. So if you actually want to know about any of my minimalist recipes that we do constantly, then put a little heart below in the comments and I'll make a video about that. Also, on our induction cooktop, my husband and my dad put it in, and so one of the burners doesn't work. So we really only have 3 that work and really only 2 that we actually use. So how many pots and pans do you really need for that? All right, friends, let's get that kitchen looking amazing. So the next thing that I want you to get rid of is any big appliance you're not using in your daily life. You're gonna get rid of it. So one of the big things that I talked about when I first did some of my decluttering, it took me a while, but I had this Instapot, which I had all these dreams of the Instapot and how I was gonna have an Instapot life and make all these recipes. Well, reality finally set in and I am not an Instapot cooker. I just don't think about it. And so I had to kind of have a talk with myself and be like, girl, it's okay. People out there are doing Instapot and they're amazing, but sister, you can't do it. Like you're not that person. And so when I finally had that talk with myself, I realized that it is okay. I don't need to have it, even though I feel like everyone has one. And I ended up selling it, I think for like a huge discount, like 30 bucks. And somebody else is cooking in it now, and I'm sure they're so happy. But look at those big appliances that you have that you're not pulling out, you're not using on a daily basis. And so the beautiful thing is that when you don't have everything exactly that you need, you get forced to create a community around yourself. You get forced to have to ask for favors, which in return is a blessing for other people too. Because it's a beautiful thing to allow someone to help you. You're putting down your guard and you're saying that I don't have something. And you know what? It actually, it feels good when you can help other people. It does for me, at least. I love being able to help people out, and I love creating a community of people like-minded that we can all kind of support and help each other. All right, friends, so the next one is getting rid of any of your plasticware containers or glass containers that don't have lids. So I actually got rid of all of our plasticware just because I felt like you can't really put it in the microwave, or I felt weird about putting it in the microwave. So I ended up just keeping glass, and I have 2 bowl-shaped glasses, one smaller, one's bigger. And then I have 2 that are like rectangular, and I just actually stack them one on top of another because there's not that many of them. I have some of those like reusable bags that I keep for carry-ons, like lunches and things like that. So getting rid of anything that doesn't have a lid, getting rid of anything that is gross or not working very well, that is a Tupperware container, is going to clear up a lot of space. And what I suggest doing is having like a shelf for them. And if you have those reusable bags like I do, creating a little basket for them so they're always in the same place will really help you out. But yeah, I mean, I like to actually have the lids on top of the Pyrexes just because then I know I have the lid, I haven't misplaced it, it hasn't gone anywhere, walked away. I think will really help you out. All right, so the next thing that I know I was talking about this before, but is the kitchen utensils like your spatula and I don't know, I always call this a flipper. But yeah, so only having what you need, and I love this one. This is amazing. This is stainless steel. So I really prefer to have either stainless steel or wood when you can, and you do have to take care of wood a little bit more. You have to like season it and stuff, but I just find they last so much longer and they're very pleasing to the eye. Going through and just like I said, getting rid of the things on your countertop, maybe take them all away, put them somewhere else for right now, put them in a box, and only take out what you're using immediately, and you'll really start to see that you probably don't need nearly as many as you have. All right, the next one, I am definitely guilty of keeping way too many, but that is beautiful bowls that you can put fruit in or actually cook in these as well. Getting down to just what you need. So I had 3 of these. One was small, like pretty small. This is my medium one, and then I have a large one. But what I found is that the small one I literally never used because it was like the size of a bowl, almost basically the size of a bowl. And so I just was never using it. So I ended up getting rid of it, even though it was a matching set of 3. And how hard is that for us, guys? Like when something's a matching set, I've like tense up, even if I don't use it. So it took me years to declutter this 3rd bowl that I was never using, but I did. I think I did it like last month or a month before. Really looking at your like baking style. Are you a huge baker? I dabble in baking, I'll be honest, but I like to make biscuits and I like to have fruit out. And so really, I finally decided that those 2 bowls were plenty. It's all I really needed. Plus we have the other Tupperware, which is bigger. So if I ever need a 3rd bowl for anything crazy I'm getting into, I have other options. So we're good. All right, guys. So the last one is super important, and I'm glad you made it this far. And that is water bottles. So looking at your water bottle collection, if you are someone like I used to be, where you just have tons and tons, like I used to just get them from things. You get those little water bottles, and I just had so many. For some whatever reason, I wasn't getting rid of them. And so I got rid of all of those, and now we have Camelback, which my husband has right now. We have a smaller blue one, and I have my Stanley that's huge, and it's really big, so it reminds me to drink a lot of water. If you're somebody who normally sits down at a desk, then, I mean, the Stanley is great. I think it keeps the water really cold, and I really like how easy it opens because I get morning fingers. I don't know if anyone else gets morning fingers, but I do, where I like literally can't open things in the morning. I have problems. But anyway, so having a few choices I think is nice. Between my husband and I, we have 3 water bottles, and my daughter has 2, and that's really plenty. I can't think of anything else that we would really need. All right, friends, we've made it to the end, and I'm so glad you're here. So this is my tiny 1960s minimalist kitchen, and if you have an older kitchen, this will probably help you. And even if you just want to downsize and get rid of a few extra things that are maybe cluttering up or getting in your way, there are 10 things to get rid of today. All right, I'll see you guys next week.